Today I'm going to go over my Hyperlite mountain gear Southwest 44 pack. Right now it's full of all of the stuff that I would take on a multi-day hike, and we'll kind of go through how that's organized so you can see how the storage of the pack is. I have an affiliate link with Hyperlite mountain gear in the description below. It'll save you 15% off of anything that Hyperlite mountain gear sells. So if you're in the market for stuff from Hyperlite mountain gear, please use my affiliate link. It just helps me out a little bit when you make a purchase, and it doesn't charge you anything. It saves you 15%. So let's get to the video. Alright, this is going to be a review of my Hyperlite mountain gear Southwest 44 Ultralight backpack. This pack is relatively new to me, and after using an Osprey for a long time, an Osprey Atmos for a long time, I used a Mystery Ranch Bridger 65, and I was always looking for something that carried the weight but also had the space and stuff that I need. For those of you who have tuned into the channel before, you know that I am a big guy. I'm 6'9", 235, so all of my stuff is big, and as ultralight as I would like to be, when you're a big person and you have big stuff, it comes with weight, but also it comes with volume, and with that volume I found that I need a little bit more space than perhaps the average person does. So I've been looking for packs that not only can carry the weight but have enough space to not only carry my stuff in summer and in winter, also be able to take a bear canister. So this is what's approved in the White Mountains, a lot of places out west, and it'll work in all of the places that a bear canister will work. But this has to have space too, and I wanted a pack that has that capability. This pack is 70 liters. Which has a tremendous amount of volume, and I'll show you how much volume that is when we unroll the top of it. But as you can see, it packs down pretty nicely with what I have stored in here right now. So I love the construction. It feels very durable under your hand. It only weighs a couple pounds empty. So it has allowed me to shave about 3 pounds off of the base weight just from the pack itself, using my Bridger 65 as an example. So this one, so the Southwest has got a full cover pocket on the front instead of the mesh, which I like because it don't, and on the AT in particular, you're always running through really tight trails where there's lots of sticks and branches that can snag stuff, so I wanted something that has a smooth outside that's going to keep you from getting caught on things, but also there's some rocky areas where you can brush up against stuff, and this is just going to be a more durable pack for that. It's got 2 large side pockets. I have a water bottle, a smart water bottle on one piece, and then I have a camping stool on the other side. I carry my tent poles and another water bottle. So that gives me 2 liters of water to carry just in the side pockets. On the front, it comes with 2 nice straps. Now I have a pack by Gossamer Gear that goes to the shoulder strap. This is where I keep my phone and my sunglasses. On this side, I have the Hyperlite mountain gear bottle carrier, and that's where I keep my bottle, and this is what I put all my electrolyte mix in, so it's right near my face. The other thing is that you have you have a nice hip belt, and you have 2 nice pouches with waterproof zippers, and this is what I use to keep snacks and some stuff that I want to have access to pretty quickly, but I don't need terribly often. For that, I use their Hyperlite. I use Hyperlite Mountain Gear's fanny pack for all of that stuff, which I have found to be a great thing. I'm using the 1 bottle system. That way, I don't have to take the bottles out, so this wraps naturally up over the strap and down into one of the bottles on this side, and I found that works out pretty good for me. The back of it has got a pad on the inside. It's got 2 stays that are on the inside of the pack, and we'll look at that as we break it down. The way this pack works, so if this is a Outdoor Vitals just foam pad, I use this underneath my sleeping pad when I sleep at night, just to protect it, but also I use it at camp to lay down, to stretch, to do some other things. It's just a nice all-around mat. It doesn't weigh anything at all. I usually put that on the top. So this is a roll top bag that rolls and then pulls down on the sides, and then it has a clip. You can cinch it tight to help compress. It's got a nice Velcro closure on the center of it. You can see just how tall this thing is once we have it fully extended. So this has all my stuff in it that I would normally be carrying in a summer style of hiking, minus food. And so there's plenty of room in here for food and a bear container if I want to keep it on the inside. This top strap extends out so you can keep that bear canister on the top as well if you want to. So I have just some food and snacks that I left over from the last hike that I did. I have a snap fold bowl, and this sits right down on top. This is what I make oatmeal and other stuff in, and it cleans off really nicely. But I've also chosen to use Hyperlite Mountain Gear's packages. So they make stuff sacks and packing cubes that fit the contour of the pack itself, and I'm using a couple of these to store all of my stuff. So this one has my cooking kit in it. It has my battery charger. It has my spare, all my electronic cords. It's got all of the different like quick access things that I need. Got an extra pair of socks in here. I got a pillow. And then I just have a kind of catch-all bag that's got a headlamp and some extra water filters and things like that. The nice thing about these bags is they don't weigh much at all. They're waterproof basically, with the exception of this zipper right here. And they just work out really well. They're made out of Dyneema, so if your pack gets wet on the inside, this is going to stay dry. The next cube I have has all my clothes in it. So it's got my puffy jacket, extra camp clothes, extra hiking clothes. Everything that I need at camp at nighttime is kept in here. That way it's going to stay nice and dry. On top of that, I have my tent. So I took my tent out of the tent bag itself, and I stick it in here. And the reason why is so that I have the ability to pack it nice and neat. But also I know that if it's wet, I can pack it in this bag and it's not going to get everything else wet, but it's easily accessible, and it fits very nicely down. Now, so this is a small pack that I use for the tent. All my clothes go into a large one. And then, last but not least, on that side is I have my sleep system stuff. So this all goes on the bottom. This is a large pack. This includes my Zenbivy quilt. It includes a Thermarest quilt liner or sleeping bag liner. It has my sleeping pad in here and another pillow. So this pack's nice and tight. You can see how it fills that up all the way. And it fits really nicely down inside of the bag. So you can see how big this is. And this comes in the tall This comes in a couple different sizes. I got the tall version of it because I'm tall, and it carries all of my stuff really, really well. On the front of it, I have a little tripod. I have my camp shoes by Zero. I've got a emergency tarp, and this thing only weighs 9 ounces. And I got this so that if I get caught in a rainstorm, and I can throw this up between a couple trees really fast and give me a dry area to set my tent up. Because I'm using a tent that is a freestanding tent that doesn't get pitched with a fly, you know, of course, if it's raining outside and you try and set it up, the rain's going to come in through the tent. So I bought this from Light Outdoors, and it was about $100. It's a 8x9 Dyneema fabric tent or tarp. And so for me, gives me a little bit of peace of mind to know that if it's pouring outside, that I can stick this up first, tie it, you know, between some trees, and then set my tent up around it, so that I can get it all put together while it's raining, knowing that the inside isn't going to get wet. And then if I have to move it after that, I can simply just move it. The beauty of the freestanding tent is you can set it up and move it around if you need to. Also in there is my Black Diamond rain jacket. I have a poop kit. I have my Catadin Be Free first aid kit, an extra bottle, and then I do carry a pack cover. It's not necessary because this is basically waterproof. But if I know I'm going to be hiking all day long and it's going to be pouring all day long, this is just some extra added insurance to make sure water doesn't get in the pack. So you can see with all of this stuff how much stuff fits in there, and then how small the pack actually gets once you get it all put in. I attribute a lot of that to these packing cubes because it keeps everything nice and neat, and every space within here is full. And like I said, they fit the diameter or the inside orientation of the pack, so they slide in there really well. Let me take this stuff out and I'll give you a weight. Why I had 2 cans of bug spray in there. I think I have a head net in that front pocket. It doesn't weigh anything, but I'm trying to get it down as much as I can. Take my glasses out, take the water bottle out. All right, so this will have the weight's going to be a little bit different because it does have this water bottle holder, and it does have this cell phone carrier from Gossamer Gear. So turn the scale on real quick. So you can see just by itself, it's 2.76 pounds. So I think the advertised weight of this thing is 2.5 or a little bit under 2.5 pounds, but with some of the extra stuff on there, you know, it is what it is. So what we'll do is we'll put it all back together, and I'll show you what my weight is as it carries without food or water. Obviously, not everybody is going to have all the stuff. They're going to choose to carry, you know, other things like this as an example. You know, this is a Big Agnes Skyline Ultralight stool. I like having a camp chair. Not everybody does. But just so you can see, this is 20 ounces. So a little over a pound. And some change you can take out of your kit if you don't want it. I like having some place to sit when I'm at camp. So I'll take the hit on the extra pound. water bottle, sunglasses. Like I said, on the other side, I got another water bottle. I got my tent stakes for my tent. And I'm using the Big Agnes Ultralight 2-person long tent. And it's great. I love it. I got another video on. I'll leave in the description below a link to that if you want to see how it's set up and see how I fit in it. I try and kind of cover stuff that's, you know, there are not a lot of tall folks out there, so a lot of my gear reviews are focused on stuff that other tall people or other folks that are taller can really use and find some value in. And because I don't think there's a lot of information out there. The stuff that's super ultralight, that's great if you're not very big. And if you weigh less than 200 pounds, you can certainly make your stuff super light, because the stuff that you have to wear is super small compared to me. And so I try to cover some of that stuff. So no, not everybody fits into that average hiker range between 150 and 200 pounds, you know, is say 5'8" to 6'1", you know, and you know, you can get down to super low base weights. But when you're big a person and you weigh a lot, you can't get down to those weights. And but yeah, you got to carry the same stuff over the same distances, and it just makes it hard sometimes. So I got my camp shoes. Again, this is something else, you know, not everybody carries these. You can buy those plastic you know, plates if you want to, basically. Again, I'm a big guy, so these are, I wear a size 15 shoe, so these are size 15 camp shoes, and they weigh 5.5 ounces. To me, that 5.5 ounces is well worth it, because I have something comfortable I can walk around in that also has a nice sole. So these are Sandals by Zero shoes, and they're really comfortable. Put those in there, put my first aid kit, all the things that I want to have handy, you know, right away. This is something that I just recently added after the last trip I was on, where it started raining and I was really up. I felt like I needed something to try and keep the tent dry as I was setting it up, and this was just a great solution. Poop kit, water filter, and then last but not least, my raincoat. And this, again, a tripod. I carry this for pictures and things like that. It doesn't weigh very much. Let me see what that is. This is just plastic. It weighs 5.5 ounces as well. So again, lots of things that you can shave based on what you carry. All right, so sleep system goes in first. On the bottom. And then I got my bag that's a tent bag. On top of that, I have my clothes. And then this is my catch-all cook system, everything else. So I'm using Totes 750 millimeter titanium pot and an MSR Pocket Rocket 2 as my stove. My bowl goes on top of that, nice and flat. And then we'll just go ahead and throw in this. This has just got electrolytes in it, and just some snacks from my last hiking out. Last time I went hiking, so it's not very heavy, but it's there. Just put that on. Put the top deal. It just rolls down. You can take the straps, click on to the end of them, put that down. I'm going to throw my pad because this is what I would carry. Throw that in there because I said I was carrying that. I got my bug net in. Oh. Bug spray. All right. So I don't know if you can see that, but that's 27.36 pounds. So 27 pounds with all of that stuff in there. Of course, there's no water in the water bottles. You know, that adds weight. You know, if you put 3 or 4 days worth of food in here, that's going to add another 10 pounds or so. So you're, you know, between the water and the food, you're looking at now your pack weight's in the 30s, 35, 36 pounds, depending on what kind of food you carry. You know, and that has been when I did my section hike. So I did 170 miles in 7 days on the AT. My pack weight came in right around 36 and a half, 37 pounds when I started. Of course, that gets lighter as you eat your food and stuff like that, but then it goes back up when you resupply. And, you know, and that was a good weight for me. You know, I've tried to kind of slim some things down and give me some more bandwidth to carry other things. And certainly everybody's setup is going to be different. This pack could be extremely light, depending on what you are doing and where you're going, how long you're going to be, what kind of stuff that you're carrying. I have a tendency to over prepare for things, so I'm probably carrying an extra pound or two that I don't need to. But the beauty is this pack will take it. This pack has got plenty of volume left in it to add, like I said, a bear canister, or to add, you know, a 5, 6, 7 day food carry if you're in a section hiking where it's going to be a long time before you have a resupply option. This pack has the ability to do that. I found that the shoulder straps are comfortable for me, and they're not as wide as some of the others. And this one, these packs don't have load lifters, but I found that it carries the weight so well that I don't really need them. And so I've had a really good experience with this pack and the way that it fits, on my back and carries. And I'm looking forward to doing some fall hiking with it, where we'll get it out on the trail a little bit more and see how everything goes. So Southwest, the Hyperlite mountain gear, Southwest 44. I have an affiliate link in the description that'll save you 15% off of anything that Hyperlite mountain gear has. So look at the link in the description. I'll put a little bit in the video below so you guys can check it out. So hope you guys got something from the video, and we'll see you out on the trail.